Finally, Budget 2021 is announced.
Yeah, India's long-awaited annual budget came amid colossal hopes in a year when the nation faced its worst recession.
Also, the country's GDP contracted due to COVID 19, while unemployment has soared, leaving alone the banking sector's crisis.
I agree, every sector had their own set of expectations, but did Budget 21 turn them into reality? Hey guys, this is Prarthana from ClearTax.
And this is Simran. I think it's time to finally weigh the Budget 2021 outcome against the expectations of the consumers and businesses. So, what are we waiting for? Let's begin. Prarthana, taking a closer look at personal taxation, many considered that the Union Budget 2021 had fewer impactful announcements than the last time. Starting from a much hyped expectation, that is, many speculated the levy of COVID 19 cess on high income earners. Well, this was not announced at the Budget 2021, relieving the income tax assessees from any additional tax expense. There was an expectation from a few corners that the tax slabs or rates and rebate under Section 87 of the Income Tax Act may be revisited. However, no changes were made to the current slabs, rates, or rebate.
Well, that's a pity and such a bummer. Meeting the expectations of many, the time limit to sanction affordable housing loan for claiming additional deduction of interest under Section 80EE got further extended up to 31st of March 2022. However, the government has not proposed any higher deduction under Sections 80DDP and 80D, whether as an additional medical expenditure or insurance premium paid on any top-up health insurance policy against COVID-19, unlike the expectations.
Adding to that, neither was any deduction announced for work from home expenses nor was the standard deduction limits changed. Also, the limits under Section 80C and Section 24B were left unchanged. Amid various speculations, there were otherwise no relaxations in residential status granted for those people who were stranded in India due to COVID 19. However, the relief from filing ITR for senior citizens subject to conditions came in as a surprise. Likewise, income tax will be imposed on the proceeds of high premium unit linked insurance plans, also known as ULIP, and interest on PF employee contribution, each above Rs 2.5 lakh.
On the other hand, the businesses and professionals had very little to rejoice. The income tax audit limits were increased only for those businesses who carry out more than 95% of transactions digitally, unlike every business. Further, various provisions were amended to bring clarity in its applicability and scope. One of them was a much litigated matter that if there is a late deposit of employees' contribution to the Provident Fund beyond 31st March of the financial year, it cannot be considered under Section 43B of the Income Tax Act. Moreover, the relief under Section 80 IAC for eligible startups was relaxed by extending the time limit for incorporation up to 1st of April 2022. Further, time to transfer residential property was extended by 1 year while investing proceeds to obtain an exemption from the long-term capital gains. Both the above proposals were in tandem with the sectoral expectations.
Well, a lot of expectations were there for tax concessions for stock market investors and mutual fund investors. These had ranged from the reduction of holding period for long-term capital gains to increasing threshold from Rs 1 lakh for not attracting long-term capital gains tax under Section 112A of Income Tax Act in case of sale of equity shares. However, in a surprising move, the proceeds from the redemption of ULIP earlier exempt under Section 10D were removed. The premium paid has exceeded Rs 2,50,000. It will henceforth be considered as deemed capital gains under Section 45B.
You know what, Simran? I came across a lot of sources wherein I saw that many were also betting on abolishing taxes on dividends for retail investors in equity markets. But well, Unlike their expectations, the government streamlined the taxation of dividend in the hands of the investors. The advance tax that earlier applied on dividends in the investor's hand is now made applicable only when the company declares it. On the other hand, a new zero coupon bond will be issued by the Infrastructure Debt Fund to be notified by the government later.
Coming to goods and services tax, several industry players wanted the government to consider rate cuts and rationalize various items. However, the matter will be only taken up at the GST Council in the coming months and not tabled for the Budget 2021 session. A clarity was expected around the implementation of e-invoicing for the rest of the taxpayers. However, no announcement was made in this regard. Several taxpayers and tax professionals wanted the government to reintroduce GSTR2. At the same time, also provide for the revision of the GST return once filed. None of their demands was considered at the Union Budget 2021.
Exactly. Instead, the GST audit was surprisingly removed altogether from the CGST Act. It was not having the expected impact on revenues. Further, another condition was added in Section 16 of the CGST Act to plug inconsistencies between GSTR 2A by 2B with GSTR 3B in case of input tax credit claims while addressing specific procedural gaps in both CGST and IGST Act. Not to forget, several custom laws provisions were revised to provide a leeway for domestic players to produce more locally.
All in all, the Union Budget 2021 was a no-harm one, as our finance minister kept direct tax rates unchanged not to overburden people and put the much-needed focus on the health infra sectors.
By the way, Simran, did Budget 2021 meet your expectations?
I don't know. I think let's just leave it to our viewers.
That's actually a great idea. So guys, let us know if Budget 2021 met your expectations by commenting down below.
And stay tuned to our channel for more informative videos like these. Till then, goodbye and take care.